Good morning, everyone. So welcome back to lecture 2 of revision of class 9 syllabus. Today we will be dealing with the Java fundamentals, which begin with character set. So the Java's character set include the letters A to Z, small letters A to Z, the digits 0 to 9, the spaces, and all the special symbols which you see on the keyboard. So basically this comprises the character set of Java. Okay, then let's discuss the tokens, also called building blocks of the programming language. Now this token consists of variables, constants, keywords, identifiers, operators, and so on. So all these things are discussed in detail in class 9, but now we will just revise them, try to recall all those concepts through some examples. Now, variables. Now, for example, if I give you x is equal to 1. Now here x is a variable and 1 is a constant, right? So the variable can take up different values during program execution. And it is also called as named memory location. Fine. And keywords are the reserved words that convey special meaning to the compiler. You must have gone through several keywords while writing the Java programs. For example, in all your primitive data types are keywords. You also have class, public, void, etc. So there are several keywords which are reserved words and convey special meaning to the compiler. Okay, then coming to identifiers. I can say that all variables are identifiers. So identifiers basically refers to the names we use in our program. It could be a class name, variable name, a method name, object name, and so on. So whenever we think of any name, we need to keep certain rules of naming an identifier in mind. Okay, for example, if you want to declare a variable, you can use X, Y, Z, but you cannot start an identifier with a digit. You cannot use keywords as an identifier, and you cannot use any special symbols other than $ and underscore. These are the only two special symbols you can use in identifiers, and no spaces are allowed. So we always recommend to use short and related names for identifiers. Do not use too big names containing more than one word. So always try to give short and related identifiers while using in your program. Okay, so that was all about identifier. Then coming to operators and operands, the next topic. The operators is one of the very interesting topic in Java. So let's discuss that in detail. Yeah, so operators, we have different type of operators in Java. For example, arithmetic operators, which include your mathematical operators like plus, minus, into, division, and modulo. Now, these are all normal operators. Only for this modulo, which has been included in your computer application, which gives you the remainder, right? For example, 6 by 3 is 2, whereas 6 modulo 3 is 0, because that gives you the, for example, this. So 6 by 3 is 2, which is the quotient, and 6 modulo 3 is 0, which is the remainder. Fine. Then coming to relational operator. The relational operators are used to compare two or more operands, and the output of relational expression is always a Boolean value. Fine. So these are also, you might be familiar with all these. Only equal to and not equal to are something used this way. Here, when you compare two values for equality, for example, you want to compare 2 is equal to 3. So we use it this way. And the output of this will be obviously false. And when you want to compare that 2 not equal to 3, we use it this way, which is true. Fine. So these are for comparison under relational operators. Then comes logical operators. Here you have and, or, and not. Okay. They are used to connect two or more relational expressions. Then we have assignment operator, which is denoted by single equal. Like for example, when we write x is equal to 3, this is an assignment operator which will assign a value to the variable. Fine. Then come shorthand assignment operators. Like all the arithmetic operators can be written using shorthand operators. For example, these are some of the shorthand operators. Yeah. So for example, if you have x plus is equal to 3. So this is nothing but x is equal to x plus 3. So whenever you have shorthand operator, first reduce it into normal expression by changing it this way. So this is shorthand. Then you have increment decrement operator, which is denoted by this. Okay, so increment decrement is a unary operator which requires single operand. So there are total 3 unary operators which require single operand, that is not, increment and decrement. Okay, under increment again you have pre-increment, post-increment. Under decrement you have pre-decrement and post-decrement. So increment generally increases the value of variable by 1, and decrement will decrease the value of a by 1. But when they are used in an expression, they behave little differently, which is discussed again in class 9 in detail. Fine. So this is all about the operators. Operands. Operands are the variables or constants. Expression is combination of operator and operands. Okay. So that was all about operators, operands, and expressions. Then comes data types. So all of you might be aware that there are 2 types of data types, primitive and non-primitive. There are total 8 primitive data types with 4 categories: integer, floating point value, character, and Boolean. So under integers, you have, you have byte, short, int, long, and under floating point value, which are for representing decimal values, you have float, you have double. For characters, you have char, and for Boolean, you have Boolean. So there are total 8 primitive data types. You need to remember how many bytes are allocated for each data type, what is the range of values supported, etc. So again, this is class 9 syllabus. So you can refer class 9 syllabus in case you have any confusion with that. Okay. The non-primitive data types are derived from primitive data types. So one of the example which you are familiar with is string, arrays, class. These are examples of non-primitive data types which are derived from primitive data types. Okay. And then comes type conversion. See, when you convert one data type into another, for example, in example for type conversion. For example, if you want to convert double y is equal to x. For example, if I write this, now here x is an integer and y is a double. When you are assigning a variable of one data type to another, a type conversion is taking place. But it is of 2 types. Here, this type of conversion where the data type you are assigning is smaller than the destination, this type of conversion takes place automatically. Hence, it is an example of implicit conversion. This is an example of implicit widening, automatic or coercion. Okay. For example, if I write SOPY, the output displayed for this will be 3.0. Okay. Now let's take an example of explicit conversion. For example, if I write double x is equal to 3.5, and if I want to assign it to an integer, first of all, if you write like this, the compiler will not compile it. It leads to syntax error as the destination type is smaller than the source type. So it leads to syntax error. But still, if you want to convert x to int, it is possible through the use of typecast operator, which is denoted like this, wherein you write the data type of the destination. So when you write this, it will compile and also give you the output. The output given here will be 3. Okay. Please do not round the values and all. The compiler will take only the integer part of the double value and assign it to y. So this is an example of explicit conversion. Okay. So you have many examples in detail for type conversions discussed in class 9. Then comments. Comments, you have single line, multi-line, and also documentation comment. But in Java programs, we use single line and multi-line. Now, single line comment start with a backslash like this. So whatever you write after this will be considered as a comment or a remark. So generally, we use comment for explaining the logic of the program or explaining some difficult concept we have used in the program, right? So if you have simple, small one-line comment, then you can use this. Whatever you write after this will be taken as a comment. Single line comment. Now, multi-line comment. For example, you need to write a comment which exceeds beyond a line, which needs more than one line. Then you need to make use of multi-line comment, which starts with a slash followed by an asterisk. Whatever you write here, at the end, again, you close it with asterisk followed by slash. So this is multi-line comment. Okay. And then we also had math functions. The math functions are in java.lang package. Java.lang contains math class, and this math class contains several functions like your sqrt, which is used to find square root of an argument, POW function used to find power of a value. For example, if you write 2, if you write math dot POW 2, 3, right? So this will calculate 2 to the power 3, which is 8. But then all this POW function returns a double value. Therefore, the output will be 8.0. So for all math functions, you need to know how they function, the task performed, the return type of the function, how many arguments it takes. You need to be very clear with the function signature. And all these functions, you have ceil, floor, round, max, min, random, CBRT, etc. So all these functions, you generally, it will be asked in section A under write the outputs. And you can also use it in your programs, like when you have to calculate square root of something, for example, calculating area of a triangle using Heron's formula. So here you need to use square root function because you don't have that symbol on your keyboard, direct symbol. So we have to use it indirectly like this. mat.sqrt and s into, one second, s into s minus a into s minus b into s minus c. So now this is same as this. So then like you need to convert mathematical formulas into Java expression using Java functions. So here there are few differences between math and computers. Like in math, the bracket is considered as the product, but here when you want to calculate the same thing, we have to explicitly write this into symbol, the asterisk in between them, otherwise it will not give you the right answer. Fine. So likewise, you have POW function, seed, floor, round, max, min, random, CBRT, which you are supposed to know. Okay. So the last topic for today's class is input in Java. Now, there'll be many situations when you have to accept data from the user. Now, how do you input the data? So there are 4 ways to accept data. The first one is initialization. Here it's like directly you write roll number is equal to 1, int roll number is equal to 1, then string main is equal to ABC. Like this. This is you're initializing the data while declaring. So that comes under initialization. Now coming to parameters. How do you accept data through parameters? It's in the method, public static void get, and here you accept the variable int r string name. So these are the parameters. You are accepting the roll number and name through parameters, which are declared in the function header. Okay. And then you can even accept data through streams and scanner. So you need to know all 4 of them, but generally we make use of scanner. So 1 second. Yeah. So streams is just a minute, I'll change it. Yes. So if you make use of streams, we need to use IO package here, that import java.io.asterisk. See, this IO package contains 2 classes, the input stream reader and buffered reader. Now, these are present in java.io package, which is not a default package. Hence, whenever you are accepting data through streams or scanner, you have to first import the package they belong to through import keyword. And then you can call the methods of the buffered reader in your class for accepting the data. Now in buffered reader, you have 2 methods, read, which is for accepting a character, and readline for accepting a string. For all other data types, you have to use parse functions of wrapper classes, right? Like you might be knowing there are 8 wrapper classes, 1 each for primitive data type like byte, short, integer, long, float, double, boolean, and character. So you have to make use of parse functions for accepting, for converting data from string to respective data type. Okay, so this is all about streams. And the next one is scanner. Here, the data is accepted through scanner. This is more popular and easy because here you don't have to use wrapper class methods for conversion. Directly you can accept the data through scanner object. Now again, scanner class is present in util package. Therefore, you have to import the util package, import java.util.scanner. Here, since we need just 1 class scanner, we can as well write the class itself and then make use of, and then start your normal program starting from class. Okay. class C1, and then you start your method, public, static, all that. Then you create the scanner object. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner system.in. Okay, once you create the scanner object, now you can use the scanner methods next int for accepting integer, next float for accepting a float, next double for accepting double. Next and next line are the two methods used for accepting a string. Next is for a single word, whereas next line is for group of words. So please revise all these things in detail. In case you have any confusions, you can even refer class 9 course. Okay, so this is all part of lecture 2 of revision of class 9 syllabus. Hope all your concepts are recalled and you're ready for your lecture 3 next class. Thank you, children.